What's going on, you guys? Ryan Garcia, as we know, is supposed to be having a fight with Gervonta Tank Davis. Last we heard, everything was agreed upon, right? But it all sounds too good to be true when we be hearing things like this when it comes to these more interesting, more intriguing matchups, right? Ryan Garcia went to Twitter, king of Twitter, Ryan, Twitter king Ryan, went to Twitter, and he had some pretty interesting things to say at the very least. And he talks about the situation with Tank Davis, and he says this, quote, he says, he got the number one here. He says, one, I want to fight Tank, and Tank wants to fight me. This fight is what boxing needs right now, and I accepted all the terms on my side and instructed my team to get it done exactly as offered. The fans deserve this fight. Our sport needs this fight. Ryan Garcia instructed his team to do whatever it needs to be done to make the fight happen. Sounds similar to what we've been saying about the Spence Crawford thing, right? Did Spence tell his team to do whatever it takes to make this Crawford fight a reality? Number two, we got to get this BS figured out. This should have been the best couple of months in boxing. Spence Crawford fell apart. Me and Tank run into issues. That's not what boxing is supposed to be about. Boxing is supposed to be, respectfully, celebrity boxing should not be defining our sport. Wow. And he's right. When you got guys like Jake Paul and all these athletes, these former athletes, headlining cards and, taking all of the revenue from other fighters because those fights are being made. These fights between these YouTubers and these former athletes are being made. Number three, everyone talks about player empowerment in the NBA and other sports leagues. It's time to have a real conversation about player empowerment in pro boxing. Wow. Ryan, did somebody take Ryan's Twitter from him? Is this really Ryan Garcia talking this good talk? This sounds good, especially coming from such a young fighter. It sounds really good, man. It sounds so good. Did somebody take this dude's Twitter from him? And then number four, I want this fight for my career and real talk, my mental health. The guys in charge can make this happen. Don't let this break down. I'm asking on behalf of everyone who loves the most beautiful sport in the world. End quote. That's what Ryan had to say in regards to Tank Davis' situation. Based off this, it's not looking too good. It don't sound like it's going according to plan. They run into some major issues. It's a familiar thing, man. And I'm not surprised, right? A lot of us shouldn't be surprised at this point. Unfortunately, when it's somebody from the outside dealing with, unless you Canelo Alvarez, they may not be fully ready for you. I'll just say that, right? They may not be ready for you. There may be some type of issues. It seems like there's issues for everybody outside of Canelo Alvarez or maybe even Manny Pacquiao. Of course, Manny Pacquiao signed with PBC, so that was a whole different thing altogether. But we'll see, man. Ryan Garcia says, look, man, we got to make these fights happen. There's no reason why these fights shouldn't happen. He said that him and Tank both want the fight. Just like I told you guys, Spence and Crawford both wanted that fight. But the powers that be, man, these guys with the suits is dropping the ball on these fights. They arguing over the broadcasting rights, I believe, for this Tank and Ryan fight. I think that's the issue right now. The huge obstacle that they're going to have to overcome is the U.S. broadcasting rights. Is it going to be on Fox? Is it going to be on Showtime? Where is it going to be at? Tank Davis, he said he's not signed to anybody right now. Will they take their talents to Black Prime? Who knows, man? But whatever the case may be, man, this is pretty interesting take from Ryan Garcia, who received some criticism in the past for, what Ryan Garcia was doing, cloud chasing, saying I was going to fight this guy, saying I'm going to fight that guy. Then he ended up fighting none of those guys. But Ryan Garcia is still young enough to redeem himself in the eyes of many box fans, including your boy Bushido. And we're going to see what happens. He seems to really want this fight with Tank Davis. And I really believe Ryan wants this fight with Tank Davis because, in my opinion, Ryan Garcia is a guy who really cares about what people think about him. But, yeah, man, I'll say this would be bad for Tank Davis if they don't make this fight for Tank Davis. There's guys like Michelle Rivera. They're still waiting around. There's other guys that's waiting for opportunity. There's a lot of guys in the division that is looking to get a crack at Tank Davis. But I think the most lucrative most meaningful fight for Tank Davis currently right now, is the fight with Ryan Garcia. We'll see what happens. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.